Now welcome in the head coach, Brent Vernon, 76-69. And, Coach, I know this one feels really good. You were kind of in desperation mode. You needed a win. You've been really close. You've had some close ones. You pull one out tonight.
We did, man. And, it was good. Very, very odd game. A very odd game. I'm going to say Cumberland U, they do everything in their power to make the game as physical and ugly as they can. And Coach Lewis, man, he does a really good job with his guys. It was reminiscent the whole second half of about every game we've had. And you could see some, not doubt, but some stuff in our guys' eyes like, okay, what's going to happen here? and probably could see it in my eyes too, but it was finally nice the last 2 or 3 minutes to make a few of these shots. I'm going to say, we've had some 1 or 2 possessions late. Hagen's had some good looks and wide open and missed. And I'll be honest, I couldn't even see him in that 3 he made in the corner to take the lead, but it looked like a really hard shot. But I thought we really did a good job of keeping our composure. The first half, I was disappointed in our effort, and we only gave up 29, and I was unsure of how hard we played. The second half, I thought we played a lot harder. We almost give up 50, I guess.
Give it 40.
Give it 40. And it's just one of those that it was a really odd game, but our guys just sort of stayed the course. We knocked some shots down in the second half. I think we were 8 of 11 maybe from 3. And a senior, Hagen makes a 3 in the corner, and then big Drew steps up and he daggers him. A big shot.
Drew stepped out 4 or 5 feet beyond the arc, shot clock winding down. Those are the shots you're referring to that they just haven't went your way late in crunch time. But you also, Coach, tonight, 15 of 15 at the line. It felt like all of those were critical. I know you end up winning by 7 points, but you don't know that at the time, and any one of those can change. You're fouling late, different stuff like that. Huge makes at the line tonight, namely Zob. He was 10 of 10.
Yeah, and you go back to Shawnee, and what a crazy game that was. And we can sit there and talk and say the what ifs, and they shot a lot more free throws, but we lose by 1, and we are 5 of 10 from the free throw line. So we come back and we're 15 of 15, and Drew still doesn't get many foul shots, but he hung in there. Zob, he was only 2 of 7. Didn't get tons of shots. It's the best game he's played in a while. He didn't force the issue. We've talked a lot in the last couple weeks about, I think as a senior, he just wants to step up and help our team, and he's really been pressing a little bit. And I told him to try to just sit back, relax, let the game come to him a little bit more, and I thought he really did that. He might have taken a quick one here or there, but we got into our 40 game with some flat ball screen, and I really thought he controlled the tempo, and he dictated a lot of shots that were taken and did a very good job.
Those big 3 we've talked about a little bit with Zob and Hagen and Drew, as good as they are, this team to really go, those role players have to step up, and they have to have big nights at critical times. Tonight, I thought Ronald Taylor was awesome, and Juwan Duran may have played his best game as a Tiger tonight.
We were in the locker room, and obviously I was proud of everybody, and I told him that. But I particularly pointed out Ronald Taylor. He was coming into his groove prior to the Lindsey Wilson game and playing really well, and he goes down with an ankle injury, and he was spending so much time on his own working on his game, working on his shot because, coming out of junior college, a 41% shooter and has really struggled. But then all of a sudden he can't do anything for about 15 days. And here recently, you could say since we got back, I guess, from Shawnee, every day, 1 or 2 hours in the gym. Today at noon, I go out. We're trying to get our stuff ready to leave, and I hear a ball bouncing. I go up there. He's in there from noon to 1:30 getting up shots. He's just put in countless time, and he always tells me, I'm better, Coach, but I've got to help contribute a little bit more. 3 of 3 today, and I credit Ronald and Coach Darius. They've just been spending a lot of time in the gym, and he's being rewarded for it.
Tonight, Coach, to touch on JD real quick as well, 10 points. He was 4 of 8 from the floor, 2 of 2 at the line. You talked about some of the shots with Zob forcing him. We've seen JD do that at times, wanting to help, a senior, wanting to do something. Tonight, he kind of let the game come to him a little more.
He did. I want to say yesterday, me and him had a film session. Classes were canceled till noon, and we were going to meet at 10, and I said, what time do you want to meet now? I was going to let him get a little extra rest, and he said 10 o'clock. And we sat down for 30 minutes, and we watched a lot of film, some on the personnel of who he'd be guarding today, and then we watched a lot of film of him offensively, and I showed him where he had success and where he didn't. And sometimes he just gets a little bit too flashy and loose with the ball, and we really are trying to limit that. And tonight, I thought he did a very good job. He had 2 turnovers in the first half. He did have one the second. I don't remember where it was, but he was very more just calm and patient with it. He never got going too fast. All of his baskets were at the rim. We did as posts, we fed into what they're trying to do to settle for outside shots, but all of his shots were pretty good. And whenever he's going north-south and is under control, I think he can still be a big difference for us. And I thought he had played a whole lot of minutes tonight. I thought he played more than what they have him down for, honestly. Had to have played more than 16 minutes. He played about the whole second half. So he did a very good job. I was proud of him. He responded really well tonight.
4-game losing streak in conference is over, Coach. Each year, going back to the 15-16 season, the Tigers have hit a 4-game skid in conference play. I know it's a huge one to get off your shoulders moving into the Lindsay matchup.
Obviously not a fun one.
Right.
I'm going to say you never want to get to where it's at. We've tried to do whatever we can. Today, what we've talked about or the last week is this is the start of a new season. Our season is now 7 games. Let's go 6. We're 1-0 in conference now. Not really, but we're 1-0 in conference. I said, let's go out and let's, as a team, win the second half of this conference season and then see what happens. Because there's going to be some teams with really good records in the second half. And if we can do that, we'll give ourselves a chance. We were last coming into today. I don't know how other games went, but what it does is this moves us up at least 1. Depending on how the Lindsay-Georgetown, we got a huge game with Lindsay. If they won tonight, they're at 4. We're at 3. If they lost, they're at 3. So it's a make-or-break game. And then you can sit there and look that Cumberland's and Pikeville played today, so somebody had to lose. And so everybody that we're chasing, somebody's going to lose. So if we take care of our business, we're going to catch some people along the way.
Coach, you got the matchup Saturday, the short trip to Lindsay Wilson College. Then you're going to get back into a 4 out of 5. You're going to finish up at home. That's always nice. Kind of weather that tough part of the storm. Going over there Saturday is a big one. You guys going to need a lot of big support from the Tiger faithful and get them over to Columbia.
We are. Obviously, it's a big rivalry game. Always is. Both teams have struggled a little bit of recent. Lindsay started out slow, then they got a little hot, and now, they're playing a lot better than I think whenever we played them the first time around. It was very nice to get a road win. We hadn't had one in conference, and that was really, really big for us, I thought. So if we can go and match it on Saturday and get another one, it puts us 1 game under 500 in conference. It gets us to 18 wins. And then, like I've said, we control our destiny because we have 4 in a row at home. So we've got to hurry home. We've got to get some rest. We've got to get straight into the scout on Lindsay. And we've got to be very prepared. Obviously, Coach Atkins, one of the best coaches in the nation, will have them ready. So we've got to be ready to go. And obviously, we'd love to have a great crowd.
Coach, congratulations on this one. I know
Thanks,
this one
Matt.
feels good. And what's up with the towel? You John Thompson now all of a sudden?
Whenever you're losing, you try anything. A little bit of head congestion, sweat everywhere. You just go with whatever works.
Whatever works, my friend.
Yes,
we'll take
sir.
a W anywhere
Appreciate
we can get it. Coach Brent Vernon and the Tigers victorious here, 76-69. The final score is they knock off Cumberland University.